Congress, sitting as the National Board of Canvassers, ay to proclaim the new president and vice president today. The COMELEC is set to begin their preparations for the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. Presumptive President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. visits the wake of veteran actress Susan Roses. And Coach Chot Reyes explains what went wrong for Gilas Pilipinas men after a surprising loss to Indonesia at the 31st SEA Games. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Llano del Sur conducted special elections in 12 barangays yesterday, weeks after a failure of elections was declared in these areas. Jenny Dongon with the rest of the story.
As early as 4 in the morning, soldiers and policemen were seen guarding the VCMs in Tubaran, Llano del Sur. Over 1,000 personnel were deployed to ensure peace and order during the special elections on Tuesday. Recall that commotions and other election-related violence prompted local authorities to cancel the May 9 polls. The COMELEC says the situation has been put under control.
Mabuti yung pagboto namin. Ay walang gulo. Masayang-masaya ako ay nakaboto ako.
Mas safe kami. Lahat ng dumaan na eleksyon, mas maganda ngayon. Safe yung mga botante. Dahil? Dahil sa ginawa nilang paraan na hindi magkagulo.
Local police reported 0 glitches and no untoward incidents so far.
So far, normal. Generally peaceful. Tapos walang insidenteng nangyari kasi meron tayong sinusunod na procedures.
Nearly 7,000 ballots are expected to be cast in Tubaran, completing over 685,000 votes across Llano del Sur. All certificates of canvass or COCs, except those from Llano del Sur, have been transmitted to the COMELEC main office. Aside from local positions, the pending votes are also crucial in determining the winning party list groups. The poll body says they're targeting to proclaim winning candidates by Thursday or Friday. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, We Are One News.
Meanwhile, the COMELEC will start preparations for the Barangay and SK Elections set for June. That's despite talks of postponement or resetting of the said polls. COMELEC explained that for as long as there's no law that says the Barangay and SK Elections will be postponed, they will not stop preparing for it.
Tuloy yung preparations natin. Kung sakasakali na mayroong batas na ipasa ang Kongreso for the postponement of the barangay elections, then tigil din kami. But nonetheless, prepare kami just in case. No? Baka walang batas na ipasa, mabulaga ang COMELEC. No? Magiging tayo dyan, remiss tayo sa ating duties and responsibilities if we cannot conduct the elections despite na walang batas, no? na nagtitigil sa pag-conduct natin ng barangay elections.
Recall that House Majority Leader Martin Romualdez had earlier said that one of their priorities for the 19th Congress would be to postpone the barangay polls. Romualdez said the funds from the barangay elections would instead be used for their proposed stimulus bill. In an interview with Radyo 5, Interior Undersecretary for Barangay Affairs Martin Dino said that the term of the incumbent barangay and SK officials can be extended for up to 6 months.
Sa presidential election lang, marami ang mga nagtampuhan, nagkagalit dahil lang dito sa sa event na to. Lalo ang barangay ito dahil barangay, pamilya laban yan. At saka mas madugo ang labanan sa barangay dahil ang maglalaban-laban dito 42,047 barangay all over the Philippines. Yan ang take niyan.
The public viewing of the remains of the late film icon Susan Roses has been extended until today. This and more tributes continue to pour in from her fans and colleagues on Tuesday. MJ Marfori with the details.
There's no stopping fans and loved ones of veteran actress Susan Roses as they brave the heavy traffic and the bad weather to pay their final respect to the Queen of Philippine cinema.
2 hours na po kami, as in last na po kami sa pila po.
Rosa's Sampaguita Pictures roommate, Daisy Romualdez, looked back on how pure her heart was.
Hindi yun marunong manira. Mabait na babae talaga siya.
Another veteran actress, Boots Anson Roa, shared that they had a random conversation just 2 weeks ago. Roa said it felt like a premonition.
And she would always say na let's not take for granted yung mga bonus years na binibigay sa atin ng Panginoon.
Singers Regine Velasquez and Pilita Corrales also sang at the Mass last night. Meanwhile, star for all seasons Vilma Santos became emotional as she honored the actress.
Palagay ko, the name of Ate Susan will remain dahil sa napakalaking inspirasyon na ibinigay niya para sa lahat.
The last day for public viewing will be on Wednesday. Roses will then be laid to rest beside her husband, the King of Philippine Movies, Fernando Poe Jr., at the Manila North Cemetery on Thursday. For News 5, MJ Marfori, we are One News.
Presumptive President Bongbong Marcos was also among those who visited the wake of Susan Roses on Tuesday. Marcos paid his last respects to the late actress the night before his expected proclamation, which is targeted for later today. Marcos was accompanied by his wife, Lisa Araneta, and the presumptive president was personally welcomed by Senator Grace Poe, the only child of Susan Roses. We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The proclamation of the country's new president and vice president might take place later today after yesterday's canvassing moved forward quickly. Paul Samarita with a report.
The canvassing of votes for president and vice president continued Monday night. It was around 7 p.m. when the canvassing committee discovered that the certificate of canvass from Surigao del Sur was missing. With that, the canvassing for the province was deferred. Senate Majority Leader Migs Zubiri then asked one of the provincial officers to explain why the manually transmitted COCs were not included in the ballot boxes sent to Congress. Under the rules, the Joint Committee can ask election officers to participate in the canvassing when needed, either physically or via teleconference.
We did not find a copy of the provincial COCs for the province. May you explain where they are now and attest or explain the reasons why they were not included in the ballot boxes?
Upon verification, the copies of the certificate of canvass for the president and vice president for the provincial board of canvassers of the province of Surigao del Sur are found to be in our possession in the office, Your Honor. And my sincerest apologies for this inadvertence.
They presented the missing COC to the committee, with the provincial election supervisor admitting that their province's COC was mixed up with the COCs from other positions. She was then asked to send Congress a copy via Viber, and then to send the hard copy of the COC via airmail. As the night progressed, it was then discovered that the COCs of Pampanga and Sultan Kudarat were also missing. According to the respective election officials, the COCs were still in their possession. Like in Surigao del Sur's case, they were asked to send a copy via Viber, provided that they authenticate the results. They were also asked to send the physical copies of their COCs via mail. Zubiri expressed his frustration over these incidents.
They have only one job and one job to do, the PES, which is to insert the COCs of the province on the results of the president and vice president into a ballot box and delivered it to the Senate. One job and one job only. How can they be remiss of that job that is constitutionally mandated of them to do? And therefore, we admonish the COMELEC for this non-action or non-appearance of these COCs.
But despite these hiccups, the first day of canvassing went swiftly as session was suspended at 11 p.m. According to ACO Bicol Party List Representative Alfredo Garbin Jr., the deference of the lawyers and other candidates made the canvassing quick. A total of 105 COCs were canvassed over the course of 9 hours, from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m., with 68 COCs remaining. Congressman Garbin said that with the recent developments, the proclamation for the new president and vice president may happen earlier than announced. Now they foresee that the iconic moment at the House's podium will happen at 5 p.m. today.
It's back to the drawing board for Gilas Pilipinas after falling short in the 31st Southeast Asian Games. But what exactly went wrong for Gilas? Find out more in this report from Gretchen Ho.
After dominating Southeast Asian basketball for decades, the Philippines seemingly lost its grip after falling to Indonesia in the 31st Southeast Asian Games 81-85. Head coach Shot Reyes is taking the blame for the disappointing finish.
I take full responsibility and accountability for the results, okay? There is absolutely no excuse for us to lose in the Southeast Asian Games.
Apart from our neighbors greatly improving in basketball, Coach Shot told 1PH Wagpo that the absence of 4 key players due to varying reasons may have taken a toll on the team.
We were not able to bring the squad that we wanted. And I thought even with the limited preparation, kung nadala natin yung mga players na gusto natin, I think we would have had a better chance.
Gilas, though, will not have much time to sulk as they prepare for the upcoming FIBA World Cup qualifiers and the FIBA Asia Cup. This time, the lineup will once again feature collegiate players.
We know na mahihirapan tayo, pero sana maintindihan ng mga kababayan natin that this is all preparatory for the World Cup. Lahat ng ginagawa natin from now until next year, preparasyon lahat yan for August 2023.
Gretchen Ho, We Are One News.
And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.